When working on rare and vintage cars,
It won't screw in. Nope.
you quite often run into weird pieces that just can't be sourced anymore.
Or we'll have to get that plate made.
So here at the Guild, we quite often have no choice but to fabricate these pieces from scratch.
The sad part is nobody will appreciate this piece.
But our most recent project may be the most challenging yet. It's a Mercedes G-Wagon cup holder.
Jen asked me to make some cup holders for the G-Wagon. They're having a hard time finding one that fits. So I think Dan drew a little schematic here. I see like 3 inches. It's in Imperial, so it's not even metric. He's a pro, man. This is awesome. I'll make one, and then if it works out, I'll make another one. Tighter clamp, maybe. This will be a nightmare to try to get like nice and perfect.
Working on this Firebird. We just put a new rad in it, hoses and belts. Put it all back together to finish off this project.
So Peter brought his 75 Firebird in as Trans Am. It needed a lot of work. It's a full resto. We did it in complete body, went through the motor, resealed it, painted it up back to the factory color.
Barry painted the car and painted on the Trans Am logos on it. They're not stickers like it would have came from the factory, so it's pretty cool.
1975 Firebird was a unique year all of its own. The bumper laws were changing. This has a strange bumper system, and we had to source out a company that redid these bumpers because you just can't find them. They don't make them again. They use them for 1 year. But we found it, came in beautiful. This company really knows what they're doing, and it's back together. The seat covers have some tears in them, and the foams could use some love too. But we've been told 4 to 6 months to get the seat covers for it. And rather to have our upholstery department make new ones for them, which gets really costly, the customer has decided to just live with them for the summer. And as soon as we get them in, he'll bring it back and we'll change over his seat covers and his foams. I've sent him pictures all the way along through the process, and he's getting pretty excited to get it back.
I'm working on a 1975 Trans Am. We have new tires and rims for the car.
Okay.
I just want to try the rim on here. What I'm doing is just test fitting these rims to see how they fit on the car, to make sure I've got the clearances in the front and rear and everything, is it going to be okay? So I mounted up the new tires and rims and installed one on the car to have a test fit and see how it looks. Looks like hell. Look at the size of the hole you got here. That just looks like how it sits now. I don't know. I don't like it. The car seems to be sitting a little bit high. They look a little odd. We'd have to lower the front end a lot to make the car look any good. Looks like a 4-wheel drive. Let's get the boss man. That's how she sits.
Yeah, no, we gotta put her up and see what we got for springs going on there. Lordy, love a duck. Yeah. No, that ride height's huge. No problem with clearance.
No, not a problem there.
Just looks like a 4x4.
Something's jumping out at me.
Heck, there's no way that sits up that high.
Well, no.
We have to check the intake pictures. See what it looked like when it came in.
Well, we didn't change anything, so.
No.
It was just the springs in the car causing that. It was like that before. No, we didn't change anything. Shorter, a little bit shorter. But it's just the new tires are a little lower profile, so it makes it look like we have a huge gap between the tire and the fender.
It doesn't have the right stance, it doesn't sit right, doesn't look right.
Just another day then, right?
Yeah.
The Mercedes G-Wagon came in years ago for a simple restoration. But the project has just never left, with more and more work requested at every step of the way. Its transmission's been swapped for an automatic, and its 4-cylinder motor's been replaced with a V8. Dan even redid the whole interior, so there's nothing left to customize, except for maybe the cup holders.
He says 2 to 2.5 inches tall, so I'm gonna make it a little bigger than that so I can cut any waste off. I'm just gonna cut 3 inches off of this sheet of aluminum here. So I think the easiest would be to wrap this around something that's 3 inches. I think this should be pretty straightforward. Well, there's nothing funner than making something out of nothing, right? You start with a flat piece of metal and turn it into something beautiful. There's Dan himself, the man of the hour. What's happening, Dano?
Not much. What are you working on?
Well, I was passed on this beautiful schematic of yours.
Yeah. So what are you making it?
I'm thinking aluminum,
2 3/4?
3 inch.
3 inch? Sure.
I know a roll of masking tape is 3 inches, and that holds the cup really good, so that's sort of what we're basing it off. Look, I'm just making a spiral for now.
Looks like a spring.
This might be hard to get really nice and perfect. This is terrible. I can't get it to roll nice. I could try the roller. I should try the roller.
Try the roller.
I have no idea how to use the roller. I wonder if that'll do anything. No, I don't know how to use this. What's going on? I don't know. It's not doing anything, though. Well, I thought a cup holder would be easy, but it's turned out to be a job.
The Impala SS427 convertible just came in. This one's got some sentimental value to the customer, and it's a really important piece of history for them. It was purchased new by his grandfather, passed on to his father, and now it's passed on to him. A lot of upgrades and things that he's, probably his father and grandfather wanted to do over the years. The customer tried to put some of the stuff together himself, and it's got a lot of great parts, but they all need to be tuned in. I love when guys are working on their own cars. It's great, and it's also great when they realize that, wow, I think I need the next level for it. It's not just something that everybody can do. Mike's gone through a bunch of the gremlins and wiring mistakes and different things on the fuel injection system. We found out that the alternator was not charging. So we got an alternator in. That's a 427. It has lots of horsepower. We've got a fuel injection kit on it. We have dual fans set up. Everything that he's put in it is pretty trick. So getting it all set up for him and giving him this fire-breathing 427 to take out on the road should be pretty neat for him. He can carry on the legacy. Maybe it'll be passed on to his son.
I never thought it would be so hard to find exactly the right size, shape, lip, the whole bit.
Doesn't want to suck up any gas, this car.
Should have got some fuel up there by now.
I think so. Let me just make sure. Where are the measurements? 30. We changed the springs, and the springs we put in the car sat too high. So we had to shorten them to get them down to a reasonable ride height. Yeah, 28 3/4. So we're really close now to the stock ride height. Well, here's an old spring out of another car we're working on. And this is where we just cut the coil off. So there's the piece we cut off the spring. It's a quick fix. If you got to lower the car, there's an easy way to do it. It gets done all the time. A spring chopped off, but I wouldn't want to take too much more off of there because then you might compromise the ride quality of the car. Yeah, in a little time, these new springs will sag a little bit. It'll come down another maybe ½ an inch or something like that, maybe. But now it's sitting okay. We'll know for sure when we get it outside and really have a good look at it. And now that we've shortened the springs and got the car sitting a little better, now I got to get the engine running and take it for a road test. No headlights, no nothing. Well, I got an electrical problem here somewhere. Something's not hooked up. Oh, I've got no power getting to the car. No, nothing. No lights, no ignition, no nothing, no power. I don't know. I gotta find it. I don't see anything unhooked, so I have no idea. I just gotta start figuring out what's going on. Everything seems to be hooked up. I'm not missing anything, so it should work, and it's not. So
Trying to figure out if I got a break in the wire, if I'm missing a wire that didn't get put on. I don't know. I can't see anything, so that's why I just got to hunt and try to figure out what's going on here. What I'm missing.
Just gonna keep trimming this edge down until I get it to 3 inches. But I think my strong point's like building all this custom stuff, just because I like to think out of the box. I've been here just about a year. The only job I've ever had has been working on old cars. It's sort of like a fit pretty good. That's getting pretty close. Just another sliver off of here. Well, my mom said I took everything apart, and that doesn't mean everything went back together. It just means everything came apart. Well, if I use these hose clamps to hold it together, I think it'll just help me produce a circle. And then my dad rebuilt a motor in the backyard one time, and I was like, that is the coolest thing ever, like to take something and make it faster. That's sort of when I got hooked. That's fairly round. Just gotta massage it until it's perfect. So it's a cool group of guys now. I'm learning a lot, which is fun. Just a huge wealth of knowledge here. Dano,
Finished?
just about.
You could go bigger, even.
I just have this pipe.
See, a cup holder has to be a certain size because there's all different types of cups. It can't be more than 1/4 of an inch from the edges anywhere, right? Just to make it look even. And then when you put the 2 cups together, you can't have 1 cup like this and 1 cup like that. Up until now, I took cup holders for granted in my cars, but I never thought it would be so hard to find exactly the right size, shape, lip, the whole bit.
And then I was gonna just cut a lip and weld it on and then polish it. Or I could try to roll it. And so I don't think I'll be able to make a perfect circle with this sheet metal. Instead, I ordered a piece of pipe. I think that's just an easier way to go. It'll be a little less fabrication, and I'll still be able to make a nice polished ring on the top. It'll work out. Who would have thought it's hard to make a circle?
After talking to the owner of the Impala SS427, he decided that he might want to do a tribute to his grandfather and his father. So what we are going to do is put their names on the glove box door so that, they're riding along with him whenever he goes for a ride.
I just used my vinyl machine. I just cut the lettering out, stuck the vinyl on, peeled out the centers, and then sprayed the paint. Peel the vinyl off, and then you get your names on there. There's no clear over top. It's got the original paint on the glove box door, so that's why it never got cleared, and it's kind of gouged and beat up here and there. And it's just like a nice tribute to the family.
I had a bad wire, so I patched a new wire in. And I got power inside the car, so now I have to just get some gasoline in it, and she should go. That's of it.
Doesn't want to suck up any gas, this car.
Should have got some fuel up there by now.
You'd think so.
Probably.
I've got fuel, so let's see. We're gonna give her a go now. Good. We had a little bit of a vacuum leak there we fixed up, so it wasn't drawing the fuel from the tank. Yeah, it does get frustrating. Figure out what's going on here with this thing. Like, there was no reason why it shouldn't. Everything was hooked up. It should work, but it didn't. So just a little bit of diagnosis and a little time spent and running now. Make sure it's full of coolant, I know it's full of oil, and put the air breather and all that on it. I set the timing, and that's it. Ready for a road test.
Woohoo, that thing is hot. Oh. Does it look like a cup holder yet?
I mean, we didn't go through this and just say, okay, we are rebuilding this car, we restored it. I mean, I've owned a couple of Firebirds over the years, and this one is real nice. Never know how these things are gonna handle when you do this much work to them. It's nice to get out and see that this one's got dialed in again. This was a very comprehensive restoration. I mean, we didn't go through this and just say, okay, we are rebuilding this car, we restored it. Greatest thing is we were able to keep some of the original items, and the dash pad was perfect. We cleaned up the console, reused it. I mean, the motor's been taken out, all resealed, redone. Transmission's been all over, resealed, ready to go. Everything on it has just been taken right down to bare metal, brought right back up again. And now a lot of it looks like it did when it came out of the factory. It's not a super high horsepower year, that's for sure, but it does run along the road pretty nice. The road test on the 75 Firebird went awesome. The guys are just gonna go over a couple of little things on it, and the customer's gonna be ready to pick it up. It's another home run for sure.
I'm gonna open this up on the lathe, which is my favorite tool to use on the whole planet Earth. I'm just gonna drill a 3-inch hole in here. Well, first I hole saw out a chunk of aluminum. Whoa! That was a lot harder than I expected. So I'll be able to weld that on there. And then weld on a lip. Woohoo! That thing is hot! Oh. I'm gonna cut that off. Does it look like a cup holder yet? And spin that in the lathe and make it round. I want to cut the square part off. So there you go, I got that square chunk cut off. Now I'm gonna weld the bottom on. Polish it, there's one down. Oh yeah, that's beautiful, like a piece of jewelry. Hey, hey, looks good.
Oh, yeah, it's looking at me like those are for the back seat.
It could be.
Just needs a cup holder somewhere up here.
Perfect.
Sounds good, though.
Yeah.
Should get you to where you need to go in a hurry.
Ah, so you got them done, eh?
Yeah, I think so. I'd like to test fit them.
Yeah, okay. I wonder how far back they're gonna be from the seat.
Well, are they for the back seat or the front seat?
I have no idea.
Let's we'll check it out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's looking at me like those are for the back seat.
It could be. Oh, she's tight under that air conditioning.
Oh, that looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks
Dan's
awesome.
done a nice job in this interior. Just needs he needs a cup holder somewhere up here. Good job on those. I know that they're finicky because, and you had to make two. I mean, there's been a lot of modification on this truck since it came in.
Yeah, this thing's
But
custom.
I think this might be the last one. And now it's just straightforward, put her together, test her, send her down the road.
Yeah, we'll
Needs
put
a steering wheel.
maybe a seat.
Yeah, a front end. It's finished.
It's just about done.
Yeah. Anyway, good job.
There we go. Jordan and the family's here to pick up the 1966 Impala SS427.
Oh, very nice.
So, she's rolling again.
Seeing the car, it's been a long journey so far, working on it myself and then taking it here. Seeing it today, it's just beyond expectations.
Clev gave it a good cleaning and everything inside, and you're in memory of on the dash.
Yep.
That's beautiful.
Dad and grandfather?
That's really nice to have. Looks really good.
It was my grandfather's first car when he came over from Europe. When he passed away, my father took ownership of the car. And when my father passed away, I got ownership of the car. And the tribute on the glove box door is just a way for me to remember them.
That car brings back memories of all the people that we've driven that are no longer here to enjoy it as much as we are going to continue to enjoy it.
Oh, perfect.
Intake manifold sealed again. Exhaust manifolds are sealed. Yeah, hoses are all on, everything's tight, fluids are up.
Perfect.
And it's ready to go.
My husband, when he passed away in 2015, we left it for about a year or two, and then my son decided he wanted to work on it, and it was like, go for it. YouTube, here we come. He got on there, and he learned a lot, and he is just following in his dad's footsteps.
Perfect.
Should get you to where you need to go.
That's good.
In a hurry.
Perfect.
Sounds good though.
Yeah.
To see it on the road after 20-something years in a garage, my father and my grandfather, they would be ecstatic to just see it on the road again.
I wish I could drive that car to heaven, but not possible. But I can be passed down to my children, which will be even more amazing when they pass it down to theirs.